All right, and an extra activity that you will see in your packet is working on our numbers 1 through 20. So this can be working on number recognition, number order, or counting on, depending on which part of the activity or how you're scaffolding it. So you'll see number cards with the little dinosaurs on it, a number order 1 through 20, as well as a counting on. They all go with the same cards. So what you can do if you're working on just number recognition and identification is just, let's get one of those. Picking the numbers that you're working with, whether it's 1 through 5, 1 through 10, or all 1 through 20, and just letting your child look through the numbers and identify, just as simple as, what number is this? This is 4. What number is on this card? That's a 9. Or it can be find the dinosaur with the number 3 on it. Then they're looking to find the number 3. So there's different ways to kind of play around with number identification, whether it's you holding one and asking what it is, or you asking them to find one. Or you can say, I'm looking, if we're getting for other skills, you can say, I'm looking for a red dinosaur that has a number smaller than 5. And so they get their red dinosaurs, and they're like, well, I've got a 7, a 1, a 13, and a 19. And the only number that's smaller than 5 is the 1, so your number must be 1. So there's different ways that you can play around with number cards depending on what skill you're looking for. You could take out the number 6 and the number 2, and you can say which one's bigger, which one's smaller. You could take these and have them add and combine 6 and 2. So what's 6 plus 2? So with number cards, there's all different ways that you can practice numbers or number concepts with the number cards. So this activity, that with the papers that come with it, pair with ordering numbers and counting on with numbers, which are 2 skills that they begin in preschool that continue in through kindergarten. So if you're working on number order, you're going to give your child the cards and you're going to say what number comes first, and they'll tell you number 1. So they'll put the number 1 down, and they're going to be like, okay, what comes next? Number 2. Keep going. Number 3. And then they can keep going, and they can make it in a straight horizontal line. If we have the concept of what we call sweeping, like you do in reading, where you read this line, and then you go to the next line, then you go to the next line, kind of like what we have on a calendar, so this should look familiar to them, is that you can complete this activity on this paper. And you can go 1, 2, 3, and keep going 4, 5. Okay, where would 6 go? 6 would go down to the next line. So we come over, we sweep, and we come to the next line, just as we would in reading or in our calendar. So you can place the cards on it, or if you want to work on the fine motor, you can put your numbers on the floor on a table, and they can practice their fine motor of writing the number. Another activity that you can do with these same cards is with this paper right here, and we're going to be working on counting on. So that's where you could give them a number, find the number 8, or they could pick a number, and then they're going to find out what comes after it. So if we find the number 4, right, so we have 4, and it's what 3 numbers come after 4. So remember, if they know 4 then comes 5, fantastic. If they have 4 and they need to start back at 1 to get their momentum, that's a step 2. So that could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, so you can assign a number or just have them pick randomly as well. And if you just want to practice with the cards, that's fine. If you want to practice just out loud, fantastic. If you want them to work on their fine motor skills and practice writing numbers, then you can always have them fill it on the paper. So my number 4 would come in this dinosaur, and the next would be 5, 6, or 7, and they have the visuals of the cards to help them write their numbers so that they are facing forwards and not backwards.